The FIDE World Chess Championship unfolded in a whirlwind of strategic brilliance and intense competition. After fierce battles and cunning moves, a new champion emerged, showcasing unparalleled skill and determination on the board. This is a recap on how the tournament is unfolding. As we delve deeper into this riveting story, let's take a brief pause to appreciate the calm before the storm. The tension is palpable as the world's best players prepare to face off in the upcoming rounds. The board is set, the pieces are poised, and the world watches with bated breath. The quiet moments before the games begin are just as significant as the games themselves. Stay tuned as we introduce you to the esteemed candidates of the FIDE World Chess Championship. 4 seconds pause. As we await the momentous occasion, the air is thick with anticipation. The chessboard lies pristine, each square symbolic of the countless strategies and counter-strategies that will soon be played out. The audience is on edge, the players are in deep thought, and the world watches with bated breath. The countdown to the 2024 Candidates Tournament begins. The Candidates Tournament began on the 4th of April 2024. Pause for 4 seconds. As the tension filled the air and the chess pieces began their ballet on the board, each move was calculated with precision. There were no major victories, yet no major defeats. This was the grand stage of mental combat, where every decision could lead to triumph or disaster. Yet for now, the battle remained equal, a perfect balance of power and strategy. Each player locked in their own world of thought, plotting the course of the game ahead. The first round, however, boring, with all the games ending in a draw. Voiceover. As the first round wraps up, our players take a moment to strategize, the air heavy with anticipation. The chessboard, a battlefield of minds, is reset. The tension is palpable. The audience too holds its breath, waiting for the game to resume. Pause for 3 to 4 seconds. Little did they know, the second round would bring a flurry of unexpected victories. On the 5th of April, in the second round, Prag won against Gukesh, Hikaru won against Vidit, Ian won against Alireza Firuza, and Fabiano Caruana won against Najat. Pause for 3 to 4 seconds. As the dust settled from the second round, the players returned to their boards, ready for the challenges of the third round. Yet, the day of April 6th would prove to be a day of cold calculation and strategic standoffs. The tension was palpable as the clocks ticked, the pieces moved, and the players sunk into deep thought. In a surprising turn of events, 3 of the 4 games ended in a draw. Amidst a sea of stalemates, only one player emerged victorious: Prag, who managed to secure a win against Vidit. A day of intense battles, a day of hard-fought draws, and a day that would be remembered as the day of stalemates. On the 6th of April, in the third round, 3 of the 4 games ended in a draw, and Prag ended up winning against Vidit. Voiceover. As the echoes of the last round's results fade, there's a brief pause, a moment of silence. 3 to 4 seconds may not seem like much, but in the world of chess, it's an eternity. A time to regroup, reassess, and plan the next move. For Vidit, it's a much-needed respite, a chance to break the losing streak. The board is set, the pieces are in place. The next round awaits. On the 7th of April, in the 4th round, Ian won against Vidit, making it a 3-loss streak for Vidit. However, all the other games ended in a draw. Pause for 3 to 4 seconds. As the dust settles from the 4th round, the players retreat into their own spaces, resting their minds and strategizing their next moves. The 8th of April marks a day of silence in the tournament, a brief respite before the storm of the 5th round. After a day off, the 5th round commences on the 9th of April. Pause for 3 to 4 seconds. In this silence, the chessboard becomes a battlefield. The pieces soldiers, each move a strategy. The players, generals, plotting their next move, their unseen gambit. As the clock ticks, the tension is palpable. The game of kings is in full swing. The outcome, only time will tell. Hikaru and Gukesh win against Alireza and Najat respectively. The other 2 games ended in a draw. On the 10th of April, in the 6th round, Vidit broke his losing streak and beat Alireza, and Prague beat Nijat Abbasov, while the other games ended in a draw. On the 11th of April, in the 7th round, however, all games were drawn except Alireza versus Gukesh, where Alireza dominated his opponent. On the 13th of April, in round 8, Gukesh and Hikaru won against Vidit and Fabiano Caruana respectively, after a fierce battle. In round 9, Vidit won against Hikaru, and the other matches were uneventful and ended in draws. In the 10th round, the last round as of the 17th of April, Hikaru and Caruana won against Nijat and Alireza respectively. Today, the 11th round will be held. Here are the standings as of now. Stay tuned for another recap of the FIDE World Championship Candidates 2024.